Excuse me, is there a hotel around here?
Yes there is.
Oh, really? Is it near the lake? Do the rooms face the lake? Is it under 12,000? Half board or full? Does it have a pool?
Huh? In the age of the mobile phone, nobody looks for hotels like this. So why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
In a few moments, the news.
Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is 1:15. Here is the news, edited by Catherine Pereira, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. The President holds talks with IMF chief and other leaders on sidelines of COP27. Construction to develop Colombo Port's West Container Terminal begins. Appointments will be given to 4,000 principals. A committee has been appointed to conduct an independent investigation into incident of cricketer Danushka Gunatilaka. The principal of the Horana Millennium Primary Schools has been suspended of work. Foreign news, UK minister resigns after bullying claims. Local news in detail. The President's Media Division reported that President Ranil Wickremesinghe has held discussions on debt management with the Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, on the sidelines of COP27 in Egypt. He has also held discussions with the Finance Minister of Ghana, Ken Ofori-Atta, and the Speaker of the People's Majlis of the Maldives, Mohammad Rashid, on the sidelines of the UN Climate Change Summit. Secretary to the Ministry of Ports and Aviation, KDS Ruwanchandra, said that the construction work to jointly develop the West Container Terminal in the Colombo Port has commenced this morning under the patronage of the Minister Nimal Siripal de Silva. This is a build, operate, transfer project by India's Adani Group. Its local partner, John Kales Holdings, together with Sri Lanka Ports Authority, with an investment of over $700 million. Minister Susil Premjayant said that appointments will be given to more than 4,000 principals before the 31st of next month. The promotion will also be provided according to the constitution of the Principal Service. Measures will be taken to conduct the principal examination. The minister also stated that the government has focused attention to develop infrastructure facilities in schools. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
Continuing with more local news, Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that the cause for the aggravation of the human-elephant conflict is because the lands animals have been inhabiting has been separated and used for development activities, and also acquired these lands for the cultivation purposes. He stated in Parliament that the President has paid special attention on this issue. A meeting relevant to this matter will be held on Tuesday. Secretary to the Sports Ministry Amal Harsa de Silva says that they have decided to their utmost support to cricketer Danushka Gunatilaka, who was accused in Australia while at the T20 World Championship Cricket Tournament. This decision has been taken at a discussion held with the Sports Minister Roshan Ranasinghe. A committee has been appointed to conduct an independent investigation into the matter. He made these remarks while participating at the Subharati program of the SLBC today. The principal of the Horana Millennium Primary School has been suspended for work. The school principal and 2 police officers arrested in connection with the Millennium child abuse incident have been remanded till November 16th after being produced to the Colombo Chief Magistrate's Court. Earlier, the National Child Protection Authority had launched an investigation into the incident, which was reported recently, where a group of grade 5 students from a school in Millennium were allegedly inhumanly beaten for supposedly stealing money from a school teacher. Director of the Western Province of the Education Department, Srila Noni, said that the department will be conducting an investigation into the incident. Chairman of the National Child Protection Authority, Uday Kumar Amar Singh, said that stern rules will be prepared within the next 3 months to prevent the hatred and cruel incidents that were occurring in schools. That ends local news.
Nobody looks for hotels like this. So why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
A survey has been revealed that the crop damage has been caused by 6 wild animals such as elephants, peacocks, relau monkeys, pigs and squirrels. Due to this reason, 40% of the annual crop harvest has been destroyed. The survey has been conducted by the Hector Bakadu Agrarian Research Training Institute. Minister Mahinda Amaravira has advised the relevant authorities to look into this matter. Accordingly, a proper program will be introduced to minimize the crop damage before end of this year. That came to you on News First.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission. The immigration and immigration process for passengers at the Bandar Naik International Airport in Kathunaik is being carried out manually at the moment. According to the Airport and Aviation Services Sri Lanka, the situation is caused by a malfunction in the computer system at the Immigration and Immigration section at the airport. The manual immigration and immigration process for BIA passengers will continue until the computer system breakdown is rectified, AASL informed.
If you are following NVQ or non-NVQ vocational training course, ensure that your name is registered with the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission by the institution. Visit the website www.tvec.gov.lk and link to candidate search and enter in your national ID number in the trainee/certificate search. Please note that this is a legal requirement. This is a message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines first. UK minister resigns after bullying claims. American voters cast ballots in high-stakes midterm elections. Swedish Prime Minister pledges to meet Turkey's demands for the NATO membership. World News in detail. Sir Gavin Williamson has resigned as a government minister after allegations of bullying, saying he aims to clear himself of any wrongdoing. The MP had been accused of sending abusive messages to the fellow Tory MP last month and by bullying a senior civil servant as Defence Secretary. Sir Gavin said that he refuted how his conduct had been characterized. However, he added that the claims were becoming a distraction from the government's good work. In his resignation letter, he said he was leaving government with real sadness, but offered Prime Minister Rishi Sunak his full and total support from the backbenchers. Concerned voters across the United States cast their ballots in the high-stakes 2022 midterm elections yesterday amid heightened partnership and divide. All 435 U.S. House of Representatives seats are up for grabs, as are 35 of the 100 seats in Senate, plus 36 out of 50 states and 3 U.S. territories are electing governors. Numerous other state and local elections are also being contested. The elections come as the United States struggles with inflation and high gas prices, as well as worries about an economic recession. Other top concerns for voters include abortion, crime, gun policy, and immigration, among other things. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson yesterday promised to meet Turkey's security demands in an effort to get Turkey's approval of his country's bid to join the NATO. He will fully implement the trilateral memorandum, Kristersson said at a joint press conference with Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in the capital Ankara. Sweden will take important steps with regard to the fight against terror, he said. Sweden plans to introduce new legislation by 2023 to fight terror groups, whether they pose risk to Sweden or Turkey, the Swedish leader noted. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. UK minister resigns after bullying claims. American voters cast ballots in high-stakes midterm elections. Swedish Prime Minister pledges to meet Turkey's demands for NATO membership. That ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance!
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Moving on to development news, the Central Fish Market says the fish prices in the Pale main fish market have currently gone down due to a certain extent, and this price reduction could be further continued even until the forthcoming Xmas and New Year festive seasons, if authorities immediately relax the ongoing fuel restrictions on fishing communities and fish transporters. That ends development news. Moving on to sports news, Rashid Khan's reign at the top of the MRF ICC Men's T20 International Bowling Ranking has been short-lived, with the Afghanistan spinner usurped in top spot by Sri Lanka's Wanindu Hasaranga. Rashid had pushed Australian Josh Hazlewood out of the top spot after his strong start to the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022. But the continued brilliance of Hazaranga's means he has risen to the summit thanks to his World Cup heroic performance. That ends sports news.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Republic of Korea, through the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, is investing $1.2 million to strengthen shrimp aquaculture in Sri Lanka. The investment is part of the global project implemented by the FAO in Sri Lanka with a total investment of $3.9 million. The project will be implemented over a 3-year period to ensure effective biosecurity in shrimp agriculture and aquaculture through digital technology. That ends business news.
Business News, Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Moving on to economic news, discussions were conducted between Sri Lanka and Canada to expand exports and investment opportunities. A delegation of Canadian Parliament and a mission of business communities met the Minister Ramesh Pathirana yesterday at the premises of the Ministry of Industries. They agreed to provide their utmost support to build the economy of the country. That ends economic news. Finally, on to the weather report. The Met Department says that the low-level atmospheric disturbance in the southeast of Sri Lanka is expected to develop further. Therefore, rainy conditions over most parts of the island will expected to enhance further. Showers at times in eastern, Uva, north and north-central provinces and in Matali district. Showers with thundershowers occur elsewhere during the afternoon or night. Heavy showers above 100 mm can be expected at some places in eastern, Uva, Sabaragaon, central and southern provinces. That ends weather report. To wrap up the afternoon news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The President holds talks with IMF chief and other leaders on sidelines of COP27. Construction to develop Colombo Port's West Container Terminal begins. Appointments will be given to 4,000 principals. A committee has been appointed to conduct an independent investigation into the incident of cricketer Danushka Gunatilaka. The principal of the Horana Millionaire Primary School has been suspended of work. Foreign news, the UK Minister resigns after bullying claims. With that, we wrap up the afternoon news on Radio Sri Lanka.